Okay, no need mandala. So I will do this is the old one or the new one? I think this is new. Okay, these are the two new, and then we have here. Okay. So one is asking if we are striving to achieve a non-dualistic view of the objective reality. Is it still helpful to look at the things in a dualistic way? For example, good karma, bad karma, positive emotions, us, negative emotions, and so on. Non-dualistic situation nime tongba ninga jwa and it is still helpful to look at the things in a dualistic situation. Dualistic situation 지금와 이메체 다니엘을 말하죠. 군족 세계. 네, 군족. 다득도. 거쳤지. 제장마다 된담기 강내 통당 군족과 강내 통당세디 니디 아니 아란솔이야. 이 된담기 강내 마토나 아니 아란주기 가두이니 당신들이야 고급되대요. 다도 집에 등진도 고급되지 있는 아란주 집에 가서 깨버리나. 텔레데니 차소니 뭐 기도 집에 나 차소니 뭐 되고민도 엔 제상가 뭐 니주지라 배진 몽도 유서에서 제바체제 아니 몽보지서기 시디 다도 집에 등진기 아니 상로당당 텔레야 유저당도 집에 아니 다 뭐이 니주도 투바 쉐탄지기 뭐니루 뭐마디 컨트리지를 샤서도 코랑빙 메네르고 자와지는 민두냐 별로텔라야네 콤지된 대야디 내가 전부 자원 당부드려.
So there is a way of seeing the ultimate and a way of seeing conventional. And without seeing the ultimate, then we give room for the self-grasping and grasping at a self to arise. And so long as we give room for self-grasping to arise, then our afflictions arise. And when we recognize that we don't want our afflictions, then we recognize that they come from our grasping at the self, or this self-grasping ignorance. And then we look to see whether or not it's in line with reality, and we come to see that this self-grasping ignorance is not in line with reality. So then we need to look to see how things exist, how things actually exist in reality. And we see that they lack any inherent existence, or they're empty of inherent existence. So this is understanding the way things exist in the ultimate way. And so once we recognize that the way things actually exist in reality is that they're empty of inherent existence, then we need to familiarize with that view, with that understanding.
So every time you get cheated by someone, okay, if you got cheated by someone whom you really trust so much, and then once you know, now that how much I put trust in that he's such a cheater, then every time you speak with that person, you eat with him, you spend a quality time with that, you will really try to enjoy the food with him, you will try to do all the enjoyments there, but in the one side of your awareness it's like that is a cheater. Similarly, if you have a strong understanding the true nature of the self, then how much the self-grasping is there, then you will just like, oh, how much all this through the self-grasping, all these are coming out. It is through this mistaken mind it really comes out. So that is so powerful. It's more like you know that you are giving to a money, that person still you know he's a cheater. But then you will try to bring this awareness stronger. So that's more like we can say we don't have a clinking, but the appearance will be there. There is just no much clinking. That's a very powerful practice. The pain or the some suffering will be there, but you will not cling so strongly, because you came to realize true nature and what mistaken mind is. More now you the Tongbi Nangsha the Gyabu, Shen Sabi Shu Delia, any Kunzu with Nangsha Tong, the Tambi, any Kunzu Gumata Buseata, any Gumata Buseati, Korangi Mene Menayang, Chavatamji Childu Busechi. There are Chavatamji Childus functions.
So when you understand the presentation of emptiness, only then you can understand the presentation of the relative or the conventional, and you understand that from within emptiness, then functionality is possible, able to perform functions. Functionality meaning actions. You can do actions when you're through because of emptiness.
So then, this one, then, of course, on the level of non-dualistic view or understanding, what you got the benefit is you don't get clinking, grasping. But through understanding that nature of the mind, the nature of the phenomena, then when you will still feel, you can still see, you can, all these activities will be there, then you will enjoy as all these are. Still, these things can exist because 세상은 다 신의 때문에 종으로 왔어.
So through that you understand how things arise in dependence, through depending upon others. And one thing I left with Numan, so seeing this relative phenomena, seeing that things can function, can perform actions, then you see them as illusion-like, illusory. And then through understanding this, like Rinpoche says, then you understand the presentation of how things arise through depending upon other, arise in dependence.
So we always be careful when we say things are illusory-like. Most people will fall into this understanding of, because it is illusory-like, then everything is fake. The illusory-like does not. The point of bringing this example as illusory-like, it is not to bring everything like false. It is to stress even there is no truly existence of this elephant, but you can see all the elephant, that kind of elephant does all the work. The stress, most stress is truly existence of that elephant is no more. But that still all these things can function. That's the beauty. Did you understand? You should better understand. Just kidding. 제가 코랑기 면에 매백이 있나요? 자와단지 지기도 무세게 빼디 이루어주려 나이들이.
So it doesn't exist, or things do not exist from their own side. They're not inherently existent, yet still they can perform functions. They can engage in actions. Like, for example, the illusory.
Yeah.
Thank you. So this is to more expand this idea of the illusion and how things don't exist independently. If I go back to the example from the Lama about the rope and the snake, if a person was bitten by a snake, every rope that he sees will look like a snake. So
every what?
Every rope that he sees in the dark
yes.
will look to him like a snake because he wants to be to watch himself. Yeah. And if I connect it to my world, like a person who was in the battlefield will jump from every firecracker that he hears because he finds that something that brought him back. This is how he watches himself. Yeah. So how, even though logically a person knows that this is an illusion, I'm not in the battlefield anymore, or this is not a snake, this is a rope, but there's still this automatic pattern of bringing that back in order, where in this belief of these afflictions keep me safe. So how does one liberate himself from this belief?
So the point, once you are bitten by snake, then as you said, the fear conquers your all the feelings. Whenever he sees ropes, stripes, stripe ropes, then he will fear there's a snake. So now the point of this, our mistaken mind, that's what we call it. If it is a real snake, then it's safe to you, just this awareness. But if that is just a rope, but then your fear is putting so much information there. Through this kind of misunderstanding, what is the best antidote? Because you are totally mistaken this snake, striped rope as a snake. What is the direct solution for that? To go near to that and see this is a rope. I have imputed a snake on that rope. The reality is it's not a snake. So seeing this emptiness of the snake on that striped rope, it is the reality. So that then it brings you like so peaceful, right? That one. Similarly, we cling to the one attachment anchor. We got one thing which we always think the true existence of that enemy, true existence of me. So then you have to see like, oh, actually how much I imputed. That's all things get some kind of a base to bring all these emotions. But now once you see this, then I can see this function. I see I'm getting shocked, I'm getting harmed. But you will not cling so much. You will not always make a huge scene out from there. So go ahead.
So I understand that, but in this moment where you see this rope, and you feel in your body, everything in your body tells you this is a snake. How can you make the effort of consciously bringing yourself near it, knowing it might be a snake?
So that's what I said. The most important is don't forget to put the light on. So that's why always saying like, if this fear is a good fear or bad fear, it is a correct fear or wrong fear. So that's why we need to get one of the brightest light, and then see like, you don't need to bring fear, just like awareness is there, and then put the phone, oh, it's not a snake. Stupid me. So this is the thing, how this technique of bringing down all the emotion, seeing the true nature of the self, some connection is there.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is my first encounter with Buddhism, so I just wanted to tell that I'm thankful for all your stories. I'm getting attached to them. And also, there is the other day, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can ask this question. If not, you forgive me. But the other day you said that the difference between us and you was that you were recognized in your reincarnation. And I would like to know from a very human and because I read there was like a kind of abstract of your life, but it didn't give, the idea of the feeling, the journey, and how it was for you, or how it is.
What do you mean, like in that story, or
from your words? Yeah.
From my words. In some kind of if you go online, you will the bit of exaggeration could be there. To be honest, because marketing really needs. But there are few occasions in my life. Still, I don't have a full confidence that of who I was in the past. But because at a very young age, my father would always tell me, like, when age of maybe probably almost three and few months, I will be sitting under a tree, and then I still have the picture of that. My father used to keep this picture very preciously. That we are talking in the 1980s. So you can imagine that to get a good camera is something that you need to look for, that kind of camera. So my father sees this strange behavior in me, try to sitting under a tree, and I always say, like, leave me alone, I want to sit under the tree. And my father says, what are you doing? And then I will always give a kind of same response, saying, somebody's coming. So my father felt that strange, because in that community, the area where I was born, because they have a huge respect to my past life, so they have each and every family has a hope when there's a newborn child is there, that he could be the reincarnation. So, and then each and every family has this idea at that time. So my father see this, and then he always felt like maybe he's the one, but it cannot be very certain. So then after this kind of behavior, maybe a week later, then the search party came with saying that now His Holiness Dalai Lama has recognized this boy as a Serkong Tsenshab Rinpoche, my past life's name, that he's the one. So my father kind of got confident in my behavior. I'm not sure. Even it's the same body, mind, it's something strange behavior what I have done. So which I cannot say like 100% sure why I was waiting there. But then there's most of the beautiful part where I proudly say, because my predecessor have lots of students, and then every time he gives the teaching, he kind of gives this kind of teaching. I'm 100% sure most of the audience will get bored by talking lots of sufferings and so on. But then one of elderly monk who used to be the main student of my past life when he came from Tibet through, I think, Bhutan, and then that monk escorted my predecessor to India. So that monk does not have a strong confidence in past and future life. He does his practice, but he does not have quite a strong belief or faith. So when in the 90s, when I went to the monastery, so age of like maybe now 7, 8, then people lined up because I'm recognized by His Holiness and as one of the His Holiness teachers. So in the monastery, the people lined up, the monks lined up to receive me. So as this 6, 7 years old boy going through the line, and then I automatically stopped, and then went through like monks, and then I looked at my predecessor's student, whose name is Gonchok. His name is Gonchok, like the 3 jewels, Gonchok. So I looked at him, and then I kind of shook him and say, Gonchok, how are you? Nobody introduced me this one, his name, and any relation with my past life. So I just went there, and most funniest thing, like every week this monk will come to me with like 1 dozen of banana, and then he will put it on my table. He will make a prostration and then look at me and say like, you recognize me? You said by my name. He will stare at me like he got freaked away. So that time in the monastery is quite difficult to find something to eatables, good quality foods. So banana is considered as a very nice. So every time he comes with only banana, I got annoyed. I'll say, so you don't come every week, just come once a month. So this is one kind of strange thing that somehow I remembered. So the rest, I really don't know much. The most important, I always tell people that if something that I really need to remember from my past life, one of the qualities is his guru devotion. Like every time he will try to speak about His Holiness quality, he cannot finish anything. He will just roll tears, and then he cannot go on giving the teaching. So back in Spiti, at that time, people only knows 2 high lamas, Rinpoches. One is His Holiness Dalai Lama, and one is called Serkong Rinpoche, my past life. So they always say, We have two lamas, one always laugh, one always cry. So, as you will see today's now at the end of our session today, the root of all the realization, if your guru devotion is not so strong, then everything will be not rapid. Because we are talking about the all the good things comes out when you have seen the kindness. If you don't feel the kindness very strongly, then there's no way to bring the realization at all. So this part, my predecessor is like almost now 16, 17 years ago, my household had an interview with His Holiness Dalai Lama about my predecessor. So when he start talking about my predecessor, then he just goes, "Oh, your predecessor's devotion to me is like so amazing, incredible." And he holds to that, just like, wow, amazing practice. So that I do have a devotion to His Holiness, not like my predecessor. So I'm thinking like, where is that lost? I really don't want to remember my attendant's name. I really don't want to praise other people like you are incredible something. I don't get carried away with this. But things that I really wanted to focus is this one. Where is this part gone now? It's not there. So this is my something. It worries me. Where is that deep inside? Where it's gone? It doesn't mean like I have lost it forever. Something's misplaced. You have something you got misplaced, and then whole day you search for it, you cannot find it. Then after a few months later, you just go, "Oh my goodness, it's right there." See, I think this is something case like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So now, if there is no happiness in samsara, you need to change this question. If there is no happiness, we didn't say there's no happiness. If there is no happiness in samsara, isn't a joyous effort or happiness from meditation a way to get happiness in samsara? Joyous effort or happiness from meditation a way to get a happiness in samsara. Okay. Also, can you tell us about a time you had a battle with your reflections, as it will be inspiring? You don't want to hear about this. The first part is more important. As we say, in the happiness in a samsara, we do have, of course, good feelings, good time. But the main reason why we call this nature of suffering, that is a bigger thing than just happiness or no happiness. It's more, if it's a nature of suffering. So how do you try to see the nature of suffering? Like we can relate something with the process, suffering of change. Right? Suffering of change. That we can accept it. If somebody wins a lottery and then automatically say, "I'm going to buy a very nice house." Okay, you got like almost 2 million worth house with two swimming pool, inner swimming pool with the heatings, outer swimming pool. All the fancy things you get are like, oh, so happy. Yes, it's happy, joyful. But then it comes to the maintenance. and all that, then you will answer like, I know this is coming. The most smart person will say, yeah, I know it's coming up like this. Yeah, of course it comes with that. If you buy an insurance and all this, even winning a lottery means I need to pay tax. I am prepared for it. The real part is when you start when you start in the same place where you really enjoy it, and then one day you would say, I'm not really enjoying this place. But we didn't see it coming when you have won the lottery. I will be. It's like you tell your children a story. Now these days we don't tell children lots of story. But at the time of us, we tell lots of stories like, this protagonist, antagonist, and then protagonist wins, and then he's happily married forever. Period. So then child goes like, so good. But it never happens in our real life. It's like in a different situation. We can see this nature. So once then we can say, yeah, it's the nature of life. Yeah, so we say that. So now we have to say, it's the nature of suffering. So in the nature of the suffering, if you are really having all the happiness, including you are doing a meditation, okay? Even you have achieved shamatha, even you are capable to there will be two people, one is harming you, but one is praising you. At the same time, person who have achieved shamatha, and then most important, like a strong, something mushi kasile?
Clairvoyance.
Marman, mushi.
Something
Near to mushi. Absorption.
Meditative absorption.
Meditative absorption. Like you have the very high. So then, once a person that he is praising you, putting perfumes, giving massage, you will not be carried away by the strong attachment towards that person. You are really thankful, feel kindness, but somebody is harming you at the same time. But you will look at the harm and the person, you will bring no hatred. Also you can bring some kind of patience at the same time. You are not distracted, or you are so cool. Okay, you can hold your ground very comfortably. But that kind of joy still holds to you through the meditation for sure. The main point, as we say, when we study through this book, if you even go to the highest realm, not the desire, the realm of the God's realm, but on the peak of the samsara, looks like no suffering. But at the end, when this time of your meditation, this strength, or when we say like it's similar like you recharged your internet, and then one day you're comfortable using it, and then one day you need to do something else, then you say like there's no internet, validity is finished. Similarly, when this kind of your karma or this reflection grows up, and then your meditation meditative absorption is not strong anymore, it's fading away, then all the problem has started. So then it's, of course, it's similar, like I am enjoying that time for a short period of time, even if it's for like maybe let's say 30-40 years, I've been enjoying it. But then it's the nature of the suffering, it comes down to that, so it's falling down once again. So my pity says, when he was invited to the Eiffel Tower in Paris. So I know that he's quite built up, big built, not like me, larger built, and so he has a little problem with his knees. So I think it could be his laziness. He does not want to go on the top of the Eiffel Tower. And he gives this teaching to his students and the beneficiaries, saying like, they wanted to invite him to go up there, and then you say, what is the point? Going up there means coming down. I don't want to do that. So my friend Alex, such a great scholar, so he took that as such a great teaching. So it's like, of course, he's really wanted to say this to us in a very simple language. Wow. So maybe for himself, I think bit of laziness of the knee pain, but for him, he got the teaching. So similarly, so one of my friend down at the library, the teacher Geshe Lakto will always say like, who needs happiness? Then he will ask, raise your hand, everybody. For how long you want happiness? 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5. And then then everybody say, forever. And what are some kind of methods are you doing to bring this kind of happiness? Then nobody can answer very well. So even the person who is meditating for 30, 40 years, once this kind of meditation's support starts fading away, then he ends up in this nature of samsara. His mind is in the state of fading away in the samsara. So that's why we call it. So that one. So can you tell us about the time you had a battle with your... very, very rarely I do that. A few things I have tried was so inspiring. That includes one I told you already. I'm not going to repeat that with my taxi driver. So you all know that. And also experiencing the relation with my teacher, one of my teacher, who I find like very difficult to get the teaching and cannot relate so much. I feel like either I am wrong or either my teacher is not very skillful. So then there will be one of my teacher who is a student of the same teacher, then he gets so much out from there that I'm not getting. So this is something that I can put that into my battling with my afflictions and my ego, and not know how to listen to the different teachers, different way of connecting. This all I see some kind of how I battled with my afflictions. Okay. Now anybody? Okay.
Thank you. So I've worked with the Medicine Buddha for some time, and I just wondered if you could break down the stages of this mantra and maybe reveal if Medicine Buddha has the capacity to some of the aggregates, like on the physical or consciousness, to relieve suffering in any way.
Did you say you worked with the Medicine Buddha? It sounds quite serious, yeah? Introduce him to me. Okay. When we talk always about the blessing or the inspiration, not only the medicine Buddha, first you need to bless the mind, not the body itself. Because most painful suffering in our life is how the mind holds to the suffering. That's more painful than the pain itself. So once you can really let go of this clinging to the pain, even the pain is there, but if you don't cling to this pain, like, oh, I'm suffering, why, all this complaints, I think that person somehow, how much that pain is occupied or taking away your mind, space of your mind, but you will always try to hold this as a meditation. It's similar, like person who's enjoying the meditation, after many hours, he will have a big pain and all the even one of my teacher, when I was 13 years old, one of the greatest teaching from one of my teacher was I went to the class and then I entered his room and he opened his book. At 10:30 he's supposed to give me a class. 13 years old. So I knocked and nobody is answering. I went in and he was looking to the book like this, and then he's rolling his eyes like this. Then after maybe, I didn't disturb him, I was just saying maybe I sit a little bit to the place where he can notice me, maybe he will stop or whatever he's doing. And I moved closer to him, and he will just roll his eyes and look at me. He's completely ignoring me. I think why is he ignoring me? And then he goes back, and then he rolls. Almost for 20 minutes it was like that. Huge. It's not the same kind of meditation like you closing or looking through on your nose like this. Not like that. I was deeply absorbed. Even he's looking at me and he cannot see me. So at the time, another person, one of his attendants just came in. Then he brings this awareness oh. And then when he moved his head, I can hear this. What is it called? I don't know. The click. There was so much concentration. He's staying there for hours and hours. But he does not feel that pain. It's not I'm just saying oh, this is my master, incredible. But when you watch a movie for hours and hours, we have a different kind of level of the concentration we enjoy, and then you stayed like this for almost for maybe 1 hour, you just go, oh my goodness. You say that. The pain is there, but the pain is invisible. Why? Your mind is not clinging. That's why we need to train our mind first, and then slowly you can accept all this kind of suffering. You become already powerful. Then how the medicine Buddha comes in to help is not only to help the physical, the body we have, which blessed by the ignorance mind. It always remember how to, it reminds us, the medicine Buddha should always encourage us to bless that we already have the, I could say that the innate, the form, Rangshin Tenje Su Yue Ge, Ani Zada Longda, Ani Jumada Kambo, so the Zolia, Ani Chinjilabje, Pumbu, Ranjul Yue Be, Ani Tanda, Tajiki. that lu tamoliya rangshinki any chinjila do jambi marang lu rabati rangshinki ba sangdu so which is sangba sili sangba.
So we have the innate 5 elements, so the medicine Buddha affects the innate 5 elements within us, the earth, water, fire, wind and space elements within us. And so that blesses the very subtle body, which automatically, this innate subtle body, these innate elements, which then automatically cleanses or purifies the coarse body.
So please keep this in mind, and then once you recite, it's not only to bless the body which is blessed by the ignorance mind, but there is always a body that you can bring out from the subtlest, through the energy, the wind, all this, that you try to bless it, automatically it gives you like a... Remember, when somebody gets into trance, there's another consciousness coming in, and then it uses the body without any grasping, but it uses it. And then automatically when this or the consciousness or the oracle just goes away, sometimes the body feels blessed because of the subtlest wind and energy has some time to bless the temporary the body we are holding. So this is something that how when medicine Buddha, when we make some mantras, we need to not only thinking like oh, this Buddha is coming and helping me like directly, but first thing that you need to unlock so many things as we've gone through that. It's not like in the sutra the Buddha tells you like, I cannot bless you, keep putting my hands on you and giving you water, the holy water, and drinking it, that eliminates your suffering. I cannot do it. But in the like a tantra, and especially in the teachings of medicine Buddha, if he brings the same, like I can do it, there's contradiction between the Buddha's teaching. So it's not to bless the aggregate, but something within that. There's so many things to be blessed. So that we need to keep in our mind. Okay? Thank you. So now if I take another question, I will speak for more than 15-20 minutes. So we only left with 5 minutes, so we stop here now. Okay, thank you.